But yeah, let's get started. There's a lot to talk about. Remember when I said time and time again that the right wing loves making memes into dreams? They love making memes into dreams. They love making memes into reality. If you've ever had like a joke in your mind that you thought like, man, the Republicans can't go that far, think again. They will do that, okay? They will definitely do that, and they have done that. And once again, I want to start this broadcast with the first iteration of and definitely not last iteration of Republicans. They've done it again. Last night, the Ohio House GOP passed a bill. Now, Ohio has been popping off. Like Ohio, if you've been paying any attention to Ohio, which, there's the question why. But if you have been paying any attention to Ohio, you already know, like, Ohio has been trying to become the Mississippi. Okay? Ohio is like, no, Alabama, Mississippi, no thank you. We're sick and tired of people calling us Western Pennsylvania. We are Ohio. We are the dumbest state in the country. Like, they are literally trying to desperately become the Florida. They're trying to become just all the southern states combined. Why do I say this? Because in the immediate aftermath of a mass shooting, Ohio passed a gun law. The gun law that they passed, of course, wasn't to restrict arms and ensure that, random people can't get fucking guns, make it harder to get guns. No, that's right. Ohio passed, the GOP lawmakers in Ohio passed a bill allowing for armed teachers. But that wasn't enough. Ohio was like, hey, I know they're not talking about us right now, but like, let me tell you something. You should be, okay? Pay attention. So they decided to do this, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. They decided to make the Jim Jordan state decided to make touching the genitals and looking at the genitals of children at school a reality. This is something that, I'm sorry to report, but this is something that the Republicans absolutely love. They are fucking sick freaks. They talk about QAnon, but they themselves unironically are the fucking pedophile weirdos, okay? But they have legislated such pedophilia, so pretty tight for them, you know what I mean? Or they're trying to legislate. We've moved on from the gun laws into the most pressing matter, obviously. Some of you might be thinking like, what happened between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard is the most pressing issue. Idiot, dumb. Some people might be thinking America's like ease of access to weapons is genuinely psychotic, and like, it's like a mass shooting is happening like every day, sometimes twice a day. We got to do something about that. Lame. Some of you might be thinking like, wow, women will not be able to have access to contraceptives if things keep going the way that they're going. Pretty wild. I say, what? No. Why would you care about any of that? Hold on. The most pressing, the most important matter is like, trans girls competing in high school sports. Then I say, ding, ding, ding. That's exactly what the most important issue in America is. Obviously, none of that other shit. What are you, fucking stupid? Who gives a No, I want to make sure that like the 8 trans girls that are competing in like high school level athletes, they need to stop. Like if you got like someone doing, track or something, like track and field, and they're in 8th grade or some and they're like, hey, I'm trans. Like, no, you need to fucking be locked up. You need to be jailed. One of them was, of course, making the reality of all of these Ohioan psychopathic Republicans in Ohio have the carte blanche libertarian approach to seeing the penises and vaginas of children in Ohio. That's right. Last night, the Ohio House GOP passed a bill on trans athletes that require anyone accused of being trans to complete a verification process. Those accused must have their genitals and testosterone levels inspected. The Save Women's Sports Act is to require schools and state institutions of higher education and private colleges to designate separate single-sex teams in sports for each sex. And what that dictates, the short and sweet of it is, like, if someone is accused of being trans, if like your son or daughter is trans or is accused of being trans, legally the state can check their penises. They're going to do penis inspection day. Each school that participates in athletic competitions or events administered by an organization that regulates interscholastic athletic conferences or events shall designate interscholastic athletic teams based on the sex, separate teams for participants of the female sex within the female sports division, separate teams for participants of the male sex within the male sports division. If applicable, co-ed teams can also happen, but obviously, that's no trans people though. Even in the co-ed one. If a participant's sex is disputed, the participants shall establish the participant's sex by presenting a signed physician statement indicating the participant's sex based upon only the following: the participant's internal and external reproductive anatomy, the participant's normal endogenously produced levels of testosterone, and an analysis of the participant's genetic makeup. Dude, can you imagine going to this degree? How fucking psychotic is that, dude? How fucking insane is that? It is so gross. It's so fucking weird. It is so insane that you're like, oh, dude, your daughter wants to play, your daughter wants to play volleyball, dude. Guess what? Sorry, an adult needs to check to make sure she has a vagina. Like, I need to know your genetic makeup. Like, if this is the degree that you're going to in an effort to stop trans people from like participating in sports, you got to realize like you're out of your fucking mind. At a certain point, we all have to fucking stop, take a deep breath, and look at what these motherfuckers are saying and doing. No, I don't want, if I have a son or a daughter and they're trans, even if they're not trans, even if they're cis, I don't want some fucking random adult being like, sorry, we believe your daughter is actually trans. So we're going to have to see her vagina. We're going to have to get an adult to check her. No, that is insane. That's the most insane thing, dude. Where are the brave Republican guys, like the real Americans that don't want big government? You know what I mean? Like, what big government means? Like some adult has to look at your fucking you're looking in the pants of your daughter. Like, what the fuck is that? Yeah, just accuse everyone of being trans. Everyone needs like fucking genetic an analysis of the genetic makeup, dude. How insane. Completely psychotic. Absolutely psychotic. And it was, of course, tucked inside of an unrelated House bill. And then there's another bill in Ohio, HB 454, which is banning affirming healthcare for minors, obviously, which is puberty blockers, like hormone blockers, and things that are very good and actually greatly improve the lifespan of trans teenagers. Obviously, you can't have that. That's new medical technology, and we can't have that, folks. I mean, less trans people are committing suicide as a consequence of being able to get like gender affirming care at an early age. Nope, can't have that, dude. Got to get those numbers up, right? Like, I mean, that's straight up the point. That is like actually the fucking point. The legislation is an extreme attack on affirming mental and medical care for LGBTQ plus youth, modeled after similar legislation passed in Arkansas to significant national public and legal alarm, resulting in a federal judge blocking the measure in July of this year. Banning affirming mental and medical care for minors goes against the recommended medical advice and would harm the mental and physical well-being of LGBT youth across the state, specifically transgender and non-binary youth. Gender affirming medical care is recommended for transgender youth by the American Academy of Pediatricians and the Endocrine Society, and is viewed by the American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry and the American Psychiatric Association as evidence-based patient care. Straight up, we have gotten to a point where like a percentage of the country can just be like, I don't like that. You're getting medical care. I mean, that's the same argument for abortions too, for the record. Like, it's quite literally the exact same energy of just being like, I don't like that you are getting a medical procedure, so I am going to stop you from getting said medical procedure. How fucking insane. How insane is this? HB 454 would interfere with healthcare and youth safety in a variety of ways. It prohibits counselors and educators from concealing or encouraging adolescents to conceal their feelings of gender dysphoria from their parents. Referrals for medicalized treatments for minors with gender dysphoria. Medicaid from recovering the cost of SRS for minors. Any requirement for private insurers to cover medicalized treatments for gender dysphoria in adolescents. Hormone blockers for gender dysphoria prior to the age of 18. Okay, well, when the are you supposed to take the hormone blockers, dog? Cross-sex hormones for youth experiencing gender dysphoria prior to the age of 18. Surgical interventions or sex reassignment surgery for minors, which is not even a thing. This is not a real thing. The reason why they put this in there is specifically to like fucking pad the deck. To be like, oh yeah, like this is something that's happening all the time, so we got to stop it. Unless, of course, you are talking about surgical interventions such as, and this is not even a joke, circumcision. Arkansas unironically had to separate a carve out for circumcision. They realized that this bill would stop people from being able to get circumcisions. So they were like, no, we have to obviously keep doing that. It threatens to remove the licensure of physicians who provide this care and threatens them with civil lawsuits, withdraw public funds from any hospital with gender affirming care occurs. That's the stage we're at in the United States of America, baby. That's where we're at, folks. We're at a point now where basically, if you have a bunch of sick hogs, like mentally ill, psychotic, angry hogs, they could just get you to, they can just stop your child from getting medical procedures that unironically are life-saving, like demonstrably life-saving. The people that are actually doing this medical care are saying it's life-saving. Like doctors are just like, no, this is good. This is really fucking good. It's actually greatly improving people's lives. And a bunch of people somewhere else are going, no, I don't give a shit. Yourself, we're not letting that happen. And they're actually fucking going along with it. There is no reason to fucking advocate for this sort of stuff other than you just want trans people to kill themselves.